Uh, After is July 3rd, 2024, just before 2 p.m., and I am hopping on here. I wanted to give an update about some cool stuff that's happening. So, if you know that I am in college right now. I am in a combined degree program where I am not required to apply to graduate school as long as I meet certain benchmarks, including graduating. From my undergraduate portion, I moved directly into graduate school. Well, I was originally slated to graduate for the spring 2025 semester from the undergrad portion and move into graduate school for 2 years. Now updated, and I will be graduating in December of 2024, moving into graduate school and being in graduate school for 18 months. It'll still be 4 semesters, but I'll be taking one summer semester. And it'll be great because that'll allow me to do a bunch of stuff. I do plan on continuing my sports prediction series that I've been having every day. Right now, it's just Major League Baseball. I don't have an interest in the WNBA. I enjoy very minimal NBA stuff. I'm a fan of the Golden State Warriors, but other than that, I'm not really a basketball fan. I don't know what I'm going to be doing in terms of college. College football, college basketball, things like that. But what I will be doing is the NFL. That will be a separate video that occurs once a week, simply due to the fact that the NFL makes it easier to do it that way. Because they have games on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday and Wednesday this week. They have games every day of the week this year except Tuesday. Would not be surprised if somehow we get a COVID game, a COVID cancellation or something this year. Um, I also plan on continuing to do the Mariners game recaps. I've recently learned how to score baseball games. I've been doing that for the last little bit. I have Seattle versus Houston from May 3rd. I have us versus Houston from the 6th. I have Oakland versus Seattle from the 10th and 11th of May. I did not do. What was the next one I had? Kansas City versus Seattle from the 13th. I actually have a decent amount in here. I'm actually through about up to. I was planning on doing the Cubs San Francisco game for the Willie Mays tribute, but I didn't end up doing it. I'm getting really tired. Minnesota versus Seattle. Minnesota versus Seattle. Yesterday's Baltimore versus Seattle game. My scorebook. I don't know if you can see it, but my scorebook actually looks like this, and it looks a little different than the official scorebook because of errors. This is the Baltimore one. So you can see the E4 there, the official score ruled it a hit, but I definitely think that was a Jorge Polanco error. And then you go on the other side for the home team. You start on this side for the away team because they go first, and then you go to the other side for the second for the road team. Now, if it were in Japan, you would probably go backwards. Um, it's a pretty fun thing to do. I've actually been sharing my score sheets in r/baseball scorecards, which has been pretty cool. I don't get a lot of like comments on them. People will be like, "Hey, cool, good job," or "Oh, yeah." Yesterday, actually, it was pretty cool because a lot of people scored this game. There are a ton of Orioles fans. Um, So yeah, I've been working on that. I think it's a fun thing. I've also been working on weight loss. It's not super noticeable yet. I started in April of 2023 when I stopped drinking. I was at like 350 pounds, and I dropped 30 from that to 320. And now I'm hovering right around 300. The last time I went to the doctors, it was 302, and the time before that, it was 305, and there were like 3 weeks in between it because I had my my well checkup, and then 3 weeks later, I was sick with a urinary tract infection. So they just checked the weight again, and I had dropped another 3 pounds, which is cool. And right now, I'm hovering at about $299 to 300. So I think I can, and this is without any medication or anything. I mean, I do take medication for other things. The We're also going to check my iron again, see if I still need the iron, or if I can go back to every other day. I would love to go back to every other day, simply because every day it is just exhausting taking it. Um, because of the constipation it can cause. Um, I've become an officer in a club at school, which is really cool. An events coordinator. Basically, it's going to be my job to determine whether or not things happen for an event. I want us to have a petting zoo, but I don't know if we have the money for that. I know a different club had the money for a petting zoo, but I don't know exactly how they did that, but they did, and it happened. Um, to have a petting zoo. I am currently going through on my main TikTok account and deleting a lot of videos that I don't like. I deleted a lot of YouTube videos that I didn't like as well, which is why I went from having 5 million views on the channel to less than 100,000. I'm planning on doing shorts here and there. I have a new message from Sonic Gaming Corporation. Oh, I could do that. That would be an interesting job to have. Now, in order to graduate in December, I did have to take 12 credits in the summer, which included two different summer sessions. The first summer session, which is ending on the 8th, and the second summer session, which is starting on the 9th. So I don't have a break between the two of them, but that's totally fine. The first summer session was simple. It was just human nutrition, which was pretty cool, because it actually allowed me to learn some things that helped with the weight loss stuff. There were a bunch of other things that had helped with as well, with like learning about how humans act, how humans eat food. We actually, our last units this week, and we're talking about alcohol, eating disorders, and a bunch of other disordered things with nutrition. I am currently looking for employment for at least the next 6 to 9 months, because my final year of grad school will include a full year internship. So I don't know if I'll be able to be employed. I don't know if I get paid for it, but I do know that I'll be eligible for a grant as well as a couple of loans. And because of the career field I'm going into, I'm not too worried about the loans, especially because um, I lost an entire year to make it cheaper. It saved me like probably about 25,000 between tuition and fees. I'm not going to say it saved me money from other expenses, but it was that. I'm also looking for a vehicle. Um, I am still on Cameo. I'm on Instagram. I'm on YouTube. I have my Cameo set to $11, and I make like 740 every time somebody buys it. If you want me to, you can do is you can actually go on there, and I have like I'll do birthdays, I'll do motivations, I'll do roasts as long as it's like appropriate. I do reserve the right to prevent um, things that aren't appropriate from being posted, as you know why, and this is me having that. Um, I make 740 off of that, so for every $7, and the plan for me with that is as I start getting more. The first few that I used, I actually ended up just using for things that I needed immediately, just because that's just how it worked out. But as like more people may or may not start buying the cameos, I probably plan on putting that in the bank and hopefully saving that money to use during the year that I have the internship. It would be awesome to be able to use that in the internship because the internship is going to be one of those things where I want to be able to focus on doing it well because it is graded. It is graded um, in a way that like you have to be able to pass in order to move on to the next portion of your um, program, which is in this case graduation and then getting a job. Uh, And of course, I want to get a job. And if you fail that, you end up not getting the master's degree, which would be a pain. I would be able to technically get a master's in English, but not in English Ed, which would be annoying. But I don't plan on failing it. I plan on doing incredibly well, working out. I know there's going to be struggles at the start. Every time I start something, I struggle with it. It's just the way it works. Every time you start something, you're going to struggle with something. And what I've told people in the past is like, listen, the first step to being good at something, or sucking at something, is the first step to being kind of good at it. And that's just how it is. Like, I started on TikTok with content creation back in 2020, and I made some horrible videos that were just dumb. I didn't understand lighting. I still don't fully understand lighting. I don't edit right now. I should, but I don't fully understand how editing software works. So that's going to be a thing that I plan on learning over the next 6 months to a year. I did just purchase a camcorder. Okay, they're called camcorders because camera recorder, the etymology of that, but I don't know if that's what they're still called. That's what they were when they went onto VHS tapes, but now it's digital. And with it being digital, I think you just call them a digital video camera. This is a personal little one. I'm gonna carry it around. Planning on going up to Niagara Falls in a little while. Um, Not today, but like within the next 3 weeks. I'm taking for my 3 classes for the second summer session. I'm taking human introduction to human geography as an open elective because I thought it would be kind of cool to be able to learn that. Excuse me, I'm taking, I think it's film genres. Yeah, film genres. So we're gonna watch some films, do that. That is one of my upper level English courses that I'm required to take. Um, and then on top of that, I'm taking a course called Global Climate Change, which I think is going to be really exciting, just simply because of what it is. And we're doing discussion board posts, so I hope there are people. I hope there are people that aren't like climate deniers. I hope there aren't climate deniers in there, but there might be. Even though we're a research university, I'm taking that because I'm not 100% sure if my science credits are fully done, and if they are, great. That it counts as an open elective. And then in the fall, I'm taking 4 English classes and then one open elective of the history of drug and alcohol in the United States for the fall semester to finish out. And then I take my grad courses in the spring and summer. Then I take a few grad courses. I need 36 grad credits, and like 18 of them are the internship. So I don't have a lot of grad credits. I take probably going to take 4 classes, 12 in the summer or in the spring, and then 3 in the summer. Our graduate school doesn't have a big limit to the amount of courses you can take as a grad student because we have a medical school. And with the medical school, that means that there are a lot of things that are a little weird because the medical school, like every clinical rotation, is a course class that costs credits. Having root beer, it's delicious. Um, Most of the time, like I know drinking sugary drinks like root beer and soda and stuff aren't the healthiest choice, but it replaces the alcohol that I would have been drinking, so it's actually a healthier choice. So harm reduction, always very important when you can reduce the harm you're doing to yourself. Um, I'm considering looking into employment at a restaurant again as like a busser, not a server or anything. Just basically go in, clean up after people, go out, get your tips, tip share. But yeah, nothing wild. I've been a server before. It's too stressful for what I'm trying to do right now. Whereas as a busser, it's just basically just wander around, lots of repetitive motions, and it can be de-stressing. You do a lot of exercise when you do it too. Uh, like a ton of exercise when you do it. Um, in some of the most hilarious ways too, because I've been a busser, a host, a server. I've not been a bartender. I've been a dishwasher. I've been a cook. I've been an expediter. I'd like to. I've been a manager at a Dollar General. I've had a very interesting life. I had to do observations, and I had my eighth grade ELA teacher with one of them, which was cool. Um, and we were talking about the differences between like when I was in school and right now. What was really interesting was talking to her as an adult because it's been 18 years. No, not 18 years. 2008. 15 years since I was in her class, which is wild to think about. And I also did it with a high school teacher, and there's just a lot of different stuff that's happened. Good stuff since I left high school in 2011. Like, there were things that, like, a lot of the students have their own tech these days. Wonderful. I didn't get my first cell phone until I was a freshman in high school. Get my first computer until I was, well, I didn't get my first laptop until I was a freshman in high school. I had a desktop computer starting in like fourth grade, and I had unfettered access to the internet back then. Not the best decision ever. But having the laptop was really nice back in ninth grade, and getting a cell phone in ninth grade was not because they thought I needed it for school or anything. It was because mom and dad wanted a way to get a hold of me, even though school was 4 blocks away. It was useful because I was in school a ton. I was in a ton of extracurriculars, a ton of what's it called, a ton of classes, and then I got my first smartphone in 2013, a Samsung Galaxy S3. So my first smartphone. And then I had Samsung for a while, and then a bunch of stuff happened to die about iPhones. But now every student has a cell phone. The cell phones are there, and like if they don't have their Chromebook or their laptop that the school gives them, they can actually access school stuff on the cell phone, which is so cool that they can do that because it just means, oh wow, we're actually integrating technology into education, which I had a professor last semester. Well, I would have if I hadn't changed courses. I had a professor last semester who didn't believe in the use of technology in the classroom, which was really bad because on my accommodation letter it said can use device to record lectures because it helps me with note taking and remembering things. I can go in and take the notes that way. Um, but I just decided to take a different course because I didn't want to deal with it. Plus, it was a course that I didn't. There were other issues in the course. It was a romanticism course, and she wanted us to print out the books, which was ridiculous. I had no intention of spending $90 or $100 on things that could have cost like 25 or free because like one of the things she wanted us to read was Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. I read that actually. Former professor of mine believes Mary Shelley is the greatest author of all time. I have some other Shelley books to read, but right now I'm on a young adult kick for literature, young adult literature. Uh, Rick Riordan. Now I'm going through TikTok and deleting a lot of old videos, just because they're videos I don't like. I look bad in them. I say dumb things in them. It's just not fun. It's just I don't want them. Just like okay, getting rid of them. Especially the ones in 2020 before I started HRT. I was very depressed in 2020 with COVID and everything. Um, COVID. I was actually trying to go to school to be a truck driver. I'm gonna make a video all about that later. But I'm deleting these videos right now. But I look awful in those videos. Um, and I just want to get rid of them. I had short hair. I had a beard at one point, which was awful. Don't enjoy having a beard. I still have to shave, but it's really nice that it's not as often. I've also learned how to cover up facial hair with makeup, and on top of that, I've also got this was a gift from my mother, which was really nice of her to do this because I didn't even know that she knew it was a thing. Um, an at-home intense pulse laser device. So what I do is, like I did this morning. I shaved in the shower. Um, get out of the shower, while dry myself off. You really focus on the face and the other areas that you need to dry off. Um, and then take my glasses off and put on basically these cool looking Men in Black sunglasses on, and plug in the laser and just like go all throughout my face. And what it does is it targets the hair follicles actually have melanin in them. It targets that, and then what happens is it ends up destroying the hair follicle. Um, so you don't grow as much hair. Now it's supposed to be something that you do like 3 days a week. I did it today, which is Wednesday, so I'll do it Friday and Sunday, and then Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday next week, and then the following week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. So like 4 days, 1 week, 3 days. Um, that bodybuilding forum that devolved into an argument about how many days are in a week. That was just what I was thinking about because that was about to be what I was about to do, and that wasn't going to be fun. I don't want to be. I don't want to do that. I do plan on watching tonight's Mariners game. Probably going to score it. It's a 10-10 Eastern game. I don't know if you guys know this, but I live on the East Coast, and I am a Golden State Warriors and Seattle Mariners fan. But for football, Buffalo and Indianapolis. For hockey, Buffalo. For minor league baseball, let's go to the Bisons because they're right here. Um, for football, for college football and basketball, I just support the school I go to. For other college sports, I don't really care. We actually lost our swim team a couple years ago. Don't know why, but we did. I don't swim, but some people are upset about that, and I'm like, we should probably see what we can do about that. It's a whole thing. My school, we are a Division I school, but we don't really focus on the athletics. We focus on uh, the research aspect of being a research university, as well as the idea that as well as the medical school, the dental school. We have over 100. We have actually more grad programs than undergrad programs, which is hilarious. But it's also because of the fact that the grad school counts multiple different programs. Like English, we have a master's program, a master's of education program, a PhD program. So we have three different programs. And then the school of education has like seven PhDs slash EDDs. Um, the medical school has the MD, the MD PhD, the MD JD, the MD MBA, which that's a little interesting. Like, you get an MBA in 2 years, so why would you want to do your schooling for MBA plus MD at the same time? Because what you're going to end up doing is you're going to end up either doing the MBA coursework while you're in clinical rotation, or doubling up your. Yeah, I'm a Sabres fan too. The Sabres are. I've been to a couple games. I haven't been since early 23, so the 22-23 season. Plan is to go to a game or two this year, depending on the schedule. I'd also like to go to a Bills game this year. Uh, I don't know which game. I don't know which game I want to go to. I believe we play the Colts at home in the preseason, so that probably would be the game that I want to go to the most. Definitely going to another Bison's game soon. I don't know if I can take my video camera in when it gets there. I hate weekdays. I really hate weekdays sometimes. Been a interesting day. A very interesting week. I'm waiting to see what ends up happening with the TikTok Creator Fund, if I'll still be eligible for that. I'm also waiting to see how long it takes to become eligible for monetization on YouTube. Right now, I do not meet all of the criteria for monetization on YouTube, which is 500 subs, 3,000 hours of watch time, or um, 3 million shorts views in 90 days. And I have like no shorts out right now. I'm probably gonna do one to three shorts a day from now on. Some days I might do more. Some days I might do more. I can't promise that I'll do more than that, but I'm definitely gonna try to do one short per day. It might just be a hey, the Mariners lost, the Mariners won. Julio Rodriguez just struck out to end the game again. Oh my god. Just the way that game last night ended made me so angry. And it was bad because of it was especially bad because prior to that we had a 100% walk-off win rate at home in Bark at the Park. So yeah, but yeah, so I'll be graduating from my undergraduate degree in December. Going to continue the YouTube channel. Going to be a focus a lot on sports, some vlogging, sports, some vlogging, some school stuff. One thing I will not do is during the internship, I will not film at the place I am, nor will I tell you where it is, because that's inappropriate to do. I actually, my intro to education professor is under investigation for that right now. But I'll definitely film at school. Plan on going up to Niagara Falls. Plan on maybe taking a train at some point. I did want to go to Seattle this year, but I don't know if that's going to happen. There's a chance it happens next year, or when I finish my master's the following year, 2026, potentially going out to Seattle for a Mariners game or five. The plan is to spend a week there, like an actual vacation. Um, Found a plane ticket. It's about $1,000 round trip in economy, and like 1,800 round trip in first. So I might do first class when I do it. The other option, if I don't find an actual job in the next 2 to 3 weeks, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to Hertz and rent a car through the Uber partner program and just do that for about 40 or 50 days, build up a couple grand to just save, and then not have to worry about working in the fall semester potentially. If I do work in the fall semester, it'll be fine. Um, Fall semester starts August 26th. It actually starts on a Monday. Our last semester started on a Wednesday, which was weird. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Plan on having a couple more videos out today. Not 100% sure what they're going to be about. But yeah, well, actually, I'm going to look and see what Boogie's been up to.